How to debug Python third-party library issues. Have you ever faced a frustrating problem with a third-party library in Python? You are not alone. Debugging these issues can be tricky but manageable with the right approach. Let's break down how to tackle these challenges effectively. First, you want to consistently reproduce the error in a controlled environment. This is key because it allows you to test your fixes reliably. Once you can recreate the problem, you can use Python's built-in debugger, known as Ipdb. This tool lets you pause the execution of your code, inspect variables, and step through your code line by line. If you prefer a more user-friendly experience, consider enhanced debuggers like Ipdb or Ipdb++. These options provide features like syntax highlighting and better navigation, which can be very helpful when working with unfamiliar third-party code. When an error occurs within a third-party library, you can set breakpoints in your own code just before calling the library. This way, you can inspect the inputs and outputs. If you need to debug the library itself, install the library's source code locally. You can then set breakpoints there as well. Using an integrated development environment, such as Visual Studio Code, can make this process easier. It allows you to attach a debugger to your running script, and you can even perform remote debugging if your code runs in a different environment. Logging is another essential tool in your debugging toolkit. Utilize Python's built-in logging module or third-party libraries like Loguru or structlog to capture detailed runtime information. Configure logging to record debug-level messages. This can reveal the internal state and flow of the third-party library during execution, which is especially useful when you cannot step through the library code directly. If the third-party library is open source, take the time to review its documentation and source code. This can provide insights into expected inputs, outputs, and common pitfalls. Sometimes, issues arise from version incompatibilities or missing dependencies, so verifying the library version and its requirements is important. To summarize the process, first, reproduce the issue reliably. Next, use Ipdb or enhanced debuggers like Ipdb or Ipdb++ to step through your code and, if possible, the library code. Then, add detailed logging around the library calls to capture runtime information. Utilize integrated development environment debugging features such as breakpoints and remote debugging for more control. Finally, check the library documentation, source code, and version compatibility. By combining these techniques, you can effectively identify and resolve issues caused by third-party Python libraries while building your debugging skills in Python Programming Essentials.